We have a tornado threat for today, also for tomorrow, but the tornado threat for today has grown in two different areas. Plus, what's happening with the latest tropical update, everything has shifted more to the west. Now, we're going to start off with the severe weather. That would be quicker. That way you get accurate information for what's happening for today. You can see yesterday, we don't have any tornado reports, everybody. It was some wind, some hail, and some rain. That is it. And for today, you can see the slight risk has grown further towards the northeast. That's going to be for winds. We do have our tornado threat for today for Ohio going into western Pennsylvania. Also, that next storm system coming in from Montana into North Dakota. So here's your cities and states at risk for a potential tornado for today. It is going to be chances for high winds. Not only significant severe over here for the north central, the upper Midwest, chances for 70, 75 miles per hour wind gusts. Also, the winds that's growing over here for the northeast for today. So here's your cities and states at risk for the high wind threat for today. Also the hail threat, which is a lower threat, but you still have it. Here's your cities and states at risk for possible hail for today. But actually, as we go through the evening, we have a chance. It is a small chance for a tornado as this comes through from Indiana into Ohio into western Pennsylvania as well. You see how weak the possibility is. Still, you have a chance for a quick spin up as you go through the evening, showing it is a very low chance, more like it would be more winds and some hail. Now, the only threat I'm seeing is maybe over here for eastern Ohio as that moves towards east, still showing that weak as well. But these frontal storms over here for New England, also for Pennsylvania, will bring you some winds as you go through the evening with that also. Then as we go later into the night, getting around 7 to 8 o'clock, you see your best chance for tornadoes will be right here also from Montana going through the Dakotas. Not showing a lot of cells growing in that area. Then for tomorrow, these storms are going to form up again all over the place. You're going to see it coming through for the next storm system from that trough across the Dakotas. Also some storms brewing up all the way from Arkansas, Missouri, going into Iowa and for the south. So there's going to be a little bit of here and there for tomorrow for your tornado threat. That is about it, everybody. This is not a super big, super strong storm. So for tomorrow, for your severe weather, you can see you're going to have possible thunderstorms all over the place. The chances for your tornadoes is going to be small. Again, over here for the south, also for the north central, you have two small areas. So here's your cities and states at risk for a potential spin up for tomorrow. Plus, you can see it also goes into North Dakota. This is still going to be a wind and a hail threat. Remember, this is the signature of this storm mode that we've been going in. Showing you hail threat for tomorrow could be significant severe, at least 2 inches in diameter across the north. So here's your cities and states at risk for a possible hail threat for tomorrow for Sunday. Also the wind threat, which will be there for the mid-Atlantic as well, but it will be on the low end. But over here for the north central, this is where the winds will stay strong. So here's your cities and states at risk for the wind threat for tomorrow for Sunday. Look at the winds for today. There's chances for 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts, maybe even up to 60 as this comes across Pennsylvania, across Delmarva into New Jersey for today. Also, what builds up later tonight across north central will bring chances for higher winds for today, also for tomorrow. Start bringing that 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. As we go through for Tuesday into Wednesday is going to bring more severe weather, maybe even all the way towards Thursday morning, moving across Wisconsin from Minnesota. We will need to get more updated on that, but we have a new weather pattern that's kicking in. We're potentially getting a upper level high down here that would direct the traffic more towards the west into the tropics. Now, it's only seen by the Euro. The GFS is not seeing it, but I do have the latest information for you. But you can see how much it has grown. So when we go into Tuesday, you have a big 15% area. Remember, there will be a marginal around this as well. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for the severe weather for Tuesday. And as we go into Wednesday, it moves further towards the east. And I think this will go even further all the way towards Thursday morning. But so far, here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather for Wednesday. Now, for our tropical update, you can see the difference. So we have the first one. It has chances of 70% in 48 hours, 70% in the next 7 days. Still showing this will go generally west-northwest, and it will go right by Mexico. This is Invest 91E. The second one has gone up to 50% in the next 48 hours, still at 60% in the next 7 days, showing a tropical depression could form if it stays right off the coast still, as it generally moves northward right afterwards, but still showing a big threat for heavier rainfall in the least so far for Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and Guatemala. The latest on Invest 91E has gone closer towards the Mexico coast, so more likely will swing very close right along coast of Mexico and then go right back into the Pacific again towards the Baja Peninsula. But when you look at the intensity, showing it still will run out of time and be somewhere around a tropical storm strength before weakening right back down towards a tropical depression. So once again, there will be some winds from Invest 91E potentially being Boris forming, but it will bring more rainfall along the coast. Remember, low pressure goes counterclockwise, so it's going to shove all that on the coast as it goes by towards the west. And on the Atlantic side, as of making this video right now, there's still no outlook from National Hurricane Center. I'm still showing we have this group of disorganized thunderstorms that's trying to get together and possibly stalling right there into the Gulf. Now, it's been a westward shift for this morning, but it still has a window to go back towards the east. I'm going to show you the difference right now. And you can see as we go through next week, it really builds as we go from Thursday into that Friday right here by the Yucatan. Then it goes further into the Gulf with a greater confidence, going all the way up towards that 50, going towards that 60% chance just for a tropical depression to form. Then you notice afterwards, you still have the chance for this to get pulled out through the east, and then it starts going towards the west after that. But we have two different scenarios that could happen. So let me show you. This is vorticity, this rotation in the atmosphere, showing as we go by Wednesday into that Thursday. If you take a look, we get a group of disorganized thunderstorms according towards GFS, still going towards Florida as we go towards Friday. But if you notice, you don't see anything over here. Matter of fact, we have an upper level high way over here, swinging everything westward. And it's not really going over the Gulf. It's just sitting there, just keeping everything at bay over the south central. Then it moves further towards the west, towards Mexico, and it allows its formation to happen according to the GFS. When you go by the Euro, this is the other scenario, showing that the upper level high will reach way out, which is a way better scenario. We're definitely going to like this scenario better, all the way across the northern Gulf, blocks that portion and pushes everything towards the west. You see that? It blocks it and pushes it towards the west. So that's the two different scenarios that we have right now. However, I'm still seeing something very concerning into the ensembles. So we're going to go through the ensembles for today to see what is seen by the weather models. Now you can see with your upper level winds that you have this big upper level high over here going clockwise. This is according to the Euro. The Euro is more accurate. Let's go by the Euro, showing it will go across the northern Gulf by Monday into Tuesday and might even sit there by Wednesday. But now we're seeing multiple areas where we have upper level highs, showing this one will take over and it'll be stronger and more dominant as we're getting that troughing coming through for next Thursday. Showing this trough is not going deep enough to pull this straight towards the north. Showing it's getting blocked by this upper level high right here that formed overnight. We didn't have this yesterday, so take this a little bit with a grain of salt. We're going right past 5 days, but it shifts everything to the west with that upper level high right there. So when we take a look at the latest ensembles, you can see right here with the Euro showing literally as we go 5 days, we start getting a chance for a low pressure to form still by the Western Caribbean. It's still the hot spot, but look how everything shifts towards the west as we go all the way towards the 8 days. So now we have chances for something weak to form, also something strong. So it all depends with the position into the Gulf, because we still have this dust, which I'm showing the latest update is pushing further west as well. So look at this. Something could form up, and then multiple chances of something can form further towards the west as we go into the weekend and beyond. So we're seeing more of a westward shift. And you can see better here with your precipitation that as all this shifts further towards the west, it don't have time to form up into the Western Caribbean, and that upper level high just shifts everything towards the west. Now that is the latest from the European. Remember, the Euro is way more accurate, but it's not the only forecast. Now the latest deterministics shows with the GFS something very weak while we get something very strong into the Pacific. but showing a very weak, disorganized group of thunderstorms, and maybe a quick system will form up, spinning off towards the right, showing it will have some dust to contend with as well. But don't show anything else besides that, which shows a lot more weakness overnight, everybody. You look at the latest with the Euro, showing everything shifts more to the west, and I'll show you the reasons why, and shows no chance of formation as of the latest update this morning. And when we look at the GEOS satellite showing the dust more likely will not stop by the Western Caribbean, the upper level high will pull that into the Gulf and probably push everything further towards the west. Once again, like the European is seeing, not the GFS, showing more likely will suppress all that into the west. Now, this could change. This is the latest update. It all depends on what that upper level high is going to do. That's going to direct all the traffic. So I got tired of this left, right, maybe, yes, no, yes. Let's pull out the ensembles. This is the ensembles in a picture graph. So all these little squiggly lines you see by the ensembles, each one is in a picture graph in a box. So we can see what the models, what the computer is thinking, everybody. Showing as we go 5 days. Remember, this is at 5 days starting on this run. Showing something could form up into the Yucatan, the Bay of Campeche. Showing something weak, but then we start seeing a lot of strength on these. So it's not just one or two, everybody. You can see multiple ensembles showing something forming up into the Gulf. Even though we see a weak scenario for this morning, we're still seeing some very disturbing outcomes possibly into the ensembles. This is showing multiple. This is still about a 50-50 chance. Look at the other set. That's why Euro is more accurate. It has 50 members. The other set is showing the same thing. More likely will stay something weak as it goes by the Western Caribbean, by the Yucatan, into the Bay of Campeche. Then something possibly can form up shortly after that. You see that? So we're going to see something weak according to the ensembles. Then we're going to see it strengthen up right afterwards. And we're still at a 50-50 on that shot. Now, the last shot I have for you is the deep ocean heat content. And you can see over here that it's starting to get warmer over here by the Western Caribbean, right where this wave is going by. Now, when you have warmer temperatures below, this is where the system starts rotating and it starts getting an upwelling effect, and it pulls northward what is down below, showing warmer temperatures by the Western Caribbean. So if this could get itself together a little bit better before this dust kicks in, this could help it form a little bit stronger. Not super strong, but there is warmer temperatures below. I will keep you updated. Before I go, a quick word from our Father, everybody. Isaiah 12:2. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song. He also is become my salvation. Amen. Remember, everybody, put your trust in God. He will not steer you wrong. You put your trust in man, you're going to follow along with his agendas as well. Hope you have a very blessed day today. Hope everyone is safe through this weather. And I will see you again for tomorrow morning, God willing, unless we have a big update that needs to be done for this afternoon. I appreciate every single one of y'all, and I really appreciate your support. Hope you have a great day today. Remember, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. I'll keep you updated.